I think to myself, I'm such a lucky guy to have a girl like her. It's truly unbelievable. Out of all the girls in the world, she chose me. Or it was just my imagination once again running away with me. Girl, it was just my imagination running away with me. All right, let's get the chimes going. Shine 'em up good, dude. Shine 'em up good. Going through my neighborhood. It's funny, a lot of y'all know them rap songs, but y'all don't know these love songs I'll be singing, not the whole song. That's kind of funny. Used to be people didn't know the fast songs, but they knew all the words to the love songs. It's the reason I try to hit a certain melody of that motherfucker, because this shit around here is thick. Takes a second to break through. Make this shit penetrate through the walls, baby. Where the power of blue argonite propel you, where the power of blue argonite propel you, where the power of blue argonite propel you. We give it to you, raw and uncut. We give you that virgin energy, baby. We want whoever you are to cut through ignorance. There's one thing that can cut through ignorance, and that is this kind of energy, baby. We give it to you in crystal form, but we also give you the power of the diamond. The diamond will amplify anything you manifest, anything you try. This will amplify this energy. You will amplify love if that's what you go after. Instead of trying to have a love spell, just carry something like this around you. That's why they say diamonds is a girl's best friend, because it's not how big a diamond you give it, it's using the diamond energy to amplify to get her in the first place. And I also give you the full energy of the Virgin. because this also shows its true form and its fractal form, just so we can understand it. You may not know how to use it, but you also can use it to cut through ignorance. And if you watch me many nights, you know I just don't give it to you in one form. I bring it into harmonics as well. See how well this salt lamp will reflect. Catch the right angle, but that's the Virgin line deep in there. So I give it to you in many different forms. So here's another form of the vibration of the Virgin. Oh. Oh. All right. Keep that going a little while longer behind me. We'll put some light on this occasion. A couple lights on this occasion so you can see how magnificent I am. And good morning. Guten Morning, as the Germans would say. This is the Chocolate Mountain Show, and I'm your main man from out of this land, Big Pontiac. I'm the holder of the infinite sacred ball game that's created by the Hero Twins, and I am your one and only Galactic Daddy-O, welcoming each and every one of the Chocolate Mountaineers to my galactic patio that reaches from Minnesota to the outer banks of consciousness. That's how we got to put it. And tonight we are still doing it big with the Red Axe Irish Ale from Moose Lake, Minnesota. So pop them if you got them. And you know I don't do too many things for free, so they are paying me to drink this beer and test it out. If you've had it before, is it still testing it? I guess so. Every time I get it, I think it's a test. Do I still like it? And look at that. Don't you wish you could be a beer taster professionally? Don't you? Just go to the dollar store and buy the glass. Automatically, you get the job. Look at that. And I guess we're going to do 2 smokes tonight. Oh, I broke the wing. Didn't mean that. Didn't mean that at all. But things happen. Put a little golden nugget in here. You can see a little of that wax. So smoke them if you want them. Peace pipe, Calumet. Woo! I blow big stacks. Handmade. With great intentions. Used to be an alligator on top. Sometimes you have to make it work. And that's what we had to do. Well, good morning, y'all. How y'all doing, everybody out there? Oh, double smoking. I just had to go back in my car. I knew I bought this. Oh, I guess I forgot. Okay. So I do have the Acid Blondie, which I'm about to chew on in a second, but let me break down what they did in this state. What they did in this state was kind of underhanded a little bit. So gummies have been pretty much, these gummies are not bad. They're THC, Delta 8, and Delta 9. Pretty good. 0.3%. Well, the new law says that they can bring in 0.5%. Now, each one of these gummies were supposed to have 50 milligrams of 0.5. Not very good stuff. This stuff's not very good. On the other hand, this has 100 gram, 100. Okay, this is 500 milligrams. Each individual bar is 100 grams. Actually, very worth it. Very worth it. But again, as you see, there's only 10 in here. $30. Not terribly expensive. And as I said, I got this. This was 20, I think. I think I get 10, 11 in here, something like this. So what they did is they passed a law that basically lets you have stronger doses, but they give you smaller doses. I mean, they really, if you get the 0.5 stuff, you got to get, like they'll give you 10 and it's 50 milligrams. So you damn near got to take the whole bottle just to get a buzz. So this is their way. Oh, and then this little area I live in, they said they want to study the shit for a year just to give you this bullshit. See, this was done in Prior Lake where, you know, they're trying to do away with this stuff in Prior Lake. But it's still, I mean, yeah, this wasn't very good. Wasn't very good. These are better. This is probably the best stuff. Now, I know I could go to South, you know, South Dakota. It's not that far away where I can get load up. I ain't got to go all the way to Denver where Brother Crazy Sarge and his partner Manny are. I don't have to go that far. So I can go to South Dakota, get the same kind of thing. So just wanted to point that out. Another magnificent day, beautiful day in the 70s, mild. Did get to play a couple, about hour and a half of pickleball. Played about 4 or 5 games, but got to work out for a good half hour. I get a lot out of that. You know what my dream is? My dream is to get some land up in Nova Scotia and build me a ice house. You know, like a house. You know, you watch those, what's that nasty licorice tasting liquor these motherfuckers be liking, and they show over there where they make that nasty shit. What's that licorice tasting liquor? You got to keep it cold. Where they show over there where they build ice castles. And you know, they build ice castles all by St. Paul here. But I want to go somewhere where, you know, it'll stay cold for like 7, 8 months out the year. So I can just live in it and do it the way I want to do it. Too bad that Frozen bitch wasn't alive. You remember the bitch from Frozen? If I could just find her, she could build me the shit. You know, like, hey, whatever your name is, build me an ice castle and shit. See? All those million times that my daughter would sit and watch that, I didn't forget. Oh, my goodness. Al, how you doing, man? Thank you very much. Hey, PJ Allen, thank you for joining. Okay. All right, hit me up. Let me know. It was 90 today in hot Atlanta. Ooh, nah, it was mild up here. I think it was like 80, 81. What's up? Back in Milwaukee. Okay, up here for my uncle's funeral. Oh, bet. Okay, we were thinking about coming there a couple weeks ago see my cousin. But yeah, Key. Have safe travels back and forth. Yeah, you're not too far away. You're going to see a lot of Europeans in Milwaukee. Milwaukee is heavily segregated. Uh, you know where you are. Well, Milwaukee, you know, you got all, you know, it's not that far from Chicago. Not a lot of gangsters coming from Madison, Wisconsin. So, you know, I don't know. But be safe, man. You know, be safe for sure. I live about 7 hours maybe from Milwaukee, depending on we drive. 70 miles an hour. Yeah, about 7 hours from Milwaukee. About 89 from Chicago. Again, can't travel very fast through Wisconsin. It's the police every 2 miles. There are very nice roads in Wisconsin, but they're very nice roads because if you like when it was 55, oh, it was like it took forever to get through Wisconsin. I'm probably in the 80s still driving through Wisconsin right now. It took you so long at 55. And 55 had nothing to do with safety, had nothing to do with oil. It was about control. Because y'all know when I was little, it wasn't no speed limit. It was like 75, 80. I think I-94 in Michigan was 80 when I was a little boy. And they took it from 80 to 55. And it took you forever to travel. You burned more gas, so it was a scam. You know, it was I think in Wyoming, there are parts of Wyoming where there ain't no speed limit. You have some shit like the Autobahn. Let the motherfucker go fast as he wants. That's on you. Oh. Moreland, okay. Be safe there. Okay, now from Midtown. Okay. I ain't never spent a lot of time in Atlanta. Not a lot of time. Had a couple girls that lived down there when I was in Greensboro because it was only like a 4 or 5 hour trip. So we used to shoot down there. Had a couple teammates from Atlanta, but can't say I spent a lot of time down there. My brother and my uncle lived in the suburbs. Yeah, indeed, be safe. Yeah. Hey, Valerie, how you doing? Thank you for joining me. Tell them what a mild day we have. Hey, Sherlita, you traveling? You said you were going to be in Vegas. You in Vegas? So Atlanta's the place to be. I don't know about that. I don't know if I want to live in Atlanta. As I said, my brother and my uncle both live down there. They live in the suburbs, but they still live down there. So don't know. Don't know if that place is for me. I like living up here on top of this pink granite. I wonder if I got any in this bowl. I don't think I do. Yeah, I just took a bowl. Somebody was throwing this away, old candy dish. Just put a ton of crystals in there. See that? This generates a lot of power. It's all about intention. No, I don't think I have any pink granite in here. I don't. But I think that is really cool to put crystals in. This must be a piece of jet. Jet. This is the same as this. It's a garnet. Very protective stone. I don't know if you can see the reds in it. Let me sending these out. These are cool. These can be used as ice cubes, but they're very protective. This is black marble. Very protective stuff. Now, if you put this near your doorways, this will keep a lot off you. You know, you wouldn't think something cheap. They gave me these, you know. Or maybe I spent a quarter and got 2 of these in the bag. But I've been sending these out to people and just put them near your doors. You can put them in your doors in your bedroom, or you can put them near your doors going out to your house. Very protective. Type of calcite. Calcite in general is very protective. But yeah. Scarnettus. A lot of, kind of hard to see. I don't know if I can really show you the beauty of it. Well, you can get a little bit of the red. It's got that fire in it. Yeah, black marble. Yeah, it's actually black marble is also yeah, it's a type of calcite. Let me see if she has it. I know one of the books has it, but it's technically black marble. Marble, you know, that's another name for marble. Albatross, I think they call it. Let me see. Your Melody has it. Because I know it'll be in both calcite and it'll be in calcite too, but like let me just look in marble. Right here. $3.98. And I think I've got my $3.98 right here. Marble. Yeah, right here. Marble is a metamorphosis limestone occurring in the form of coarse to medium grain rock of recrystallized dolomite or calcite. It just tells the colors about it. Used to provide for both clarity and suspension and state of meditation, including tantric activity, promotes peak states of meditation and total recall of dreams. It helps to actuate the unused portion of the mind, providing for the strength of self-control, the mastery of thought, and the power of serenity. It further provides guidance in the purification, control of thoughts, assisting in the actualization which is desired. It can produce nurturing, can enhance good common sense in matters of the home. That's why I say, you know, you want to put it where you're leaving and you're coming. Or you can put it leaving and come in your bedroom. Provides for strength of character, stone to provide protection. See, it provides for strength of character and also a stone to provide protection, both physical and emotional. So, and these are very cheap. But yeah, type of calcite. Calcite in itself is very protective. I don't have any calcite. I got one like around the corner right there. So calcite is wow. The mineral releases electrical impulses when placed under pressure. Is an energy amplifier. It is said to help the mind and body to remember. The mind to remember the information brought to bear during astral travel and channeling experiences. It is useful in multi-directional distribution. It appears that the energy, which is directed inward toward the central force of the mineral, separates and returns at double intensity. It brings forth a polarizing prismatic energy, which engenders a spectrum of energy to clear and activate all chakras. But to clear, do you dig it? So I have somewhere around here. Oh, maybe this. No, that's not it. So, I'm gonna get to everything today. Oh my goodness, let me get to this. You know, I always do on who they're fucking with in Prior Lake. Well, who fucks? Here we go. Calcite, albatross. Yeah, that's it. That's the other name for marble is albatross. Yep, that's the other name. But yeah, black marble. You can look up black marble too. It's cuts in the country, or you can just get black marble. Man, that's all these are. This type of. But you can also freeze these. You freeze these and put it in the beer, and they stay cold. But just to kind of, for me, just to take stuff off and on you, pretty good. Entrances, pretty good. Well, and this is the part of the show where I call "Who Are They Fucking With in Prior Lake?" And apparently, they're fucking with this motherfucker named Nikolai Moo. Prior Lake man charged with murder in Apple Rivers. Damn, that's where the tubes are. The fuck is he stabbing the dude where? Because, you know, we all got the places where you can tube down river, get on the boat take you back, and it take you about 2 hours to go down the river. That's what Apple River is. You can go camping and shit out there. Damn. A bloody confrontation on the Apple River in Wisconsin that left a Stillwater teenager dead. Why is he killing teenagers? And 4 people with serious stab wounds. Apparently, damn, he stabbed it 4. So what was they doing while he was doing the stabbing? You know, this motherfucker's Bruce Lee could just stab 4 people. They're like, oh, we just stabbed. They're just watching the nigga stab people. I'd hit him with a rock. I mean, you out in the woods, there's rocks everywhere. Anyway. Apparently began with an argument over why a 52-year-old man was snorkeling near floating inner tubes carrying young women and girls. That's what it is. It's a tubing, you know. Apple River's a tubing. Nikolai Moo of Prior Lake was charged Monday with the first-degree intentional homicide of the death of a 17-year-old rising senior. Damn. He is charged with 4 counts of attempted first-degree intentional. According to the criminal complaint, Moo was part of a group floating on the river early in the day. He said he later returned to the river with snorkel gear and searched for a cell phone and a waterproof floating case that a member of his party had lost. And it just, where you at is just around women and girls, huh? However, witnesses said Moo was bothering a group of floating juveniles who then sought help from others floating nearby. The group got between Moo and the juveniles and told him to leave, calling him a child molester. Ooh, Moo didn't like that. You look at his face. He didn't like when they called him a Chester the molester. The other group, okay, called him a child molester and a pedophile, according to statements. Moo and his wife, he was with where was his wife? Moo had a wife. What did the wife think? That he was floating around, you know, around these juveniles? Moo told police he had drunk a lot of beer. Well, how much alcohol did you have? You know, I can remember one time they was in the raid of the place and shit and asked me, how much cocaine did you do? I wouldn't tell them. You know, I was like, that is my secret. You got to figure that shit out. Wasn't going to tell him, you know. I wasn't going to tell him all that was put in front of me. Moo told police that he had drank a lot of beer. He said he told the group of angry tubers, it was angry. He was that if he was a child molester and they were children, they shouldn't be drinking. What? Wait. Let's read this again. Moo told the police he had drank a lot of beer. So he started philosophizing. So he said, he told the group of angry tubers, they was angry. If he was a child molester and if they were children, they shouldn't be drinking alcohol. I'd have threw rocks at him by then. They should have been throwing rocks at him by then. They should have stoned him by then. The complaint describes some of the confrontation as captured in the witness cell. They got highlights of this. Someone can be heard in the video accusing Moo of looking for little girls. God damn, what was his wife doing then? The video shows people on 3 sides of Niccolo at different distances, the complaint states. The video elapsed time shows opportunity for, he could have left. They was talking shit to him and confronting him, calling him a weirdo, Chester the molester, and he could have left. Instead of leaving the area, he took out a folding pocket knife from his cargo shorts. I think I got one here on the table. I usually do. Maybe it's over there. Instead of leaving, he took out a folding pocket knife from his cargo shorts and held it at his side with the blade exposed. He had it out. You know, like the Clint Eastwood, you know, that music would play. You know, when he had his hand, you know, the blade and shit. So were they tubing at this point? Couldn't they just like all jumped in the water and went back down on the tubes? Did they have to stay there? Just saying, you know, like he had the knife. I would have jumped in the tube if I didn't have a knife. I mean, he don't look too fast, do he? I would have been faking him out. So instead, he had the blade explode. The camera panned away from the scene just as it turned violent. When the cam panned back, it showed Moo falling back into the water, followed by a young woman slapping him and a male pushing him as Moo wait, I'm confused. How did he fall back into the water with the knife exposed? Was he going backwards, stabbing as he was going back? And he's like, oh, Lord Jesus, help me. I got the knife, though. I'm stabbing underwater. He was stabbing him underwater, I bet. When the camera panned back, it showed Moo falling into the water, followed by a young group of women slapping him and a male pushing him as he tried to get up. As the male approached to shove Moo in a second time, maybe back in the water, Moo apparently stabbed him in the stomach. So he came there, he's like, yeah, you know, got him, yeah. Moo continued to make stabbing motions as more people approached him. He was just stabbing them all. He was stabbing, you know, just stabbing by then. Why was they approaching him? Why would you keep approaching him? You know, motherfuckers like, he got good to him. He stabbed one motherfucker. He stabbed the first dude. Was way too close, you know. He probably had high testosterone. He's probably playing football. Well, Moo continued to make stabbing motions. More people approached him. As Moo finally ran away from the confrontation, there was enough blood in the river that the water turned red and tint in places. That's cap. That makes the story seem adventurous. A mechanical engineer. This nigga is a mechanical engineer.
See ya.
Oh, okay. See you later.
Yeah. Nice night.
All right. A mechanical engineer in Minneapolis. They tell you where the nigga worked. The nigga worked at Ritchie Engineering. They said his actions were self-defense where he worked. He called into work and was like, yeah, I ain't gonna be in today. He had to call him in like, yeah, I ain't gonna be in today. You know, yeah, I had to stab a motherfucker. You know, I was tubing and shit. Motherfuckers calling me a child molester and knocked me in the river and I had to stab their ass. Yes, I ain't gonna be in today. Was it self-defense? This nigga's locked up, right? Let's see if he's locked up. We'll see. Moo told police incident started when someone in the group took his goggles and snorkel and threw them in the river. Someone else grabbed his swim trunks and tried to pull his trunks down. So who was the molester here? I would say if a group of teens started trying to pull my shorts down and threw my goggles in the river, I would think they were the molesters. I don't think they needed anything more than a pimp slap, though, you know? You know, just like powder, they would pour the powder in his hand, he would slap him. That's all they really needed for that. I don't think they need to be stabbed. But anyway, contrary to what the video appeared to show, what you gonna believe, me or your lying eyes? My son just let Barney Rubble. He's been hanging with Barney Rubble for the past couple weeks. Did y'all catch any fish?
Yeah. No, not today.
Not today. So, contrary to what the video appeared to show, Moo denied carrying a knife to the river. Just showed up in the mud. He's like, shit. Instead, he claimed he had wrestled a knife away from one of the males who confronted him. Moo was a motherfucker, boy. He know knife retention. He know how to take the knife away. He said when he took the knife from the individual who had been in possession of it and then started swinging it. How do you swing a knife? Like, why would you swing it? You stab. You don't swing the knife. Who swings the knife? Like, that makes no sense. Mick said he took the knife from the individual who had been in possession of it Fingerprints, DNA would show that. He wrote in the complaint, Nick told me he was swinging the knife all around him because I wanted out. Nick said people were coming at him, punching him, hitting him, circling around him. Nick said the group was really close to him and pushing him in the river. Nick said he didn't know what, if anything, the knife came into contact with him. He don't even know how he got the knife. It was just like shit. It was pushing him, punching him, kicking him, spitting on him. And all of a sudden, there was a knife and he just started swinging it. He wasn't even stabbing. That's lawyered up talk there. Don't say you was stabbing, say you was swinging. Because anything you say can be and will be used against you. That's better to say he was just swinging. You're not stabbing when you're swinging. He was just trying to cut. He wasn't trying to kill. Nick said the group was really close to him and pushed him in the river. Nick said he didn't know what, if anything, the knife came into contact with. Moo told the investigator he didn't know what happened to the people who confronted him. But he is charged. And charged does not mean convicted. I would say he's going to go to jail for first-degree murder. More than likely. What do y'all say? He went Rambo, exactly, stabbing him underwater, like somebody must have took the chain his grandmother gave him. Yeah, there's our birthday boy. My daughter's birthday was the 10th. Now his birthday was the 11th. There you go. You know it. I finally found my person. I just don't give a fuck what I say anymore. Love or hate, I don't give any fuck. I finally found my person. I'm truly joyful. Well, good. We're joyful. We're joyful that you're joyful, bro. We are. Everybody wants the best for each other. When I say my own, I'm a very just and I'm a very fair person. I don't mistreat anybody. I mean, my children, yes, I mistreat them all the time because they are my children. And, if I didn't mistreat them sometime, they wouldn't be straight as they are. So they need to be mistreated. But my friends, I don't mistreat my friends. And you guys are my witness. When I am mistreated by people, I tend not to know these people anymore. I like my girl Vea said, you will not know me. You mistreat me, you will not know me. I ain't gonna be around to be mistreated. Time Lords are wrong, and I'm truly speaking my truth. I sort of feel bad in a way. Am I wrong? I went on Facebook. I went sick on Facebook today. No. That's what Facebook is for. Facebook is for all that kind of thing. That was exactly what Facebook is for. That is why I quit. I'm trying to hold out because last time I went on Facebook, I held out for damn near 2 years. So I'm trying to hold off until October. I thanked everybody gave me birthday greetings, but I ain't really said shit on my own. I ain't posted shit. Now, every now and again, they reel you in. I'll say some bullshit for the most part. But it's just like people want to start on the flat earth shit that don't matter. What does flat earth mean to me? And that's what they don't ask themselves. They get caught up to, they're lying to you. Come on, what does it mean to me? What does that shit really mean to you? That the earth is flat. What does it really mean to you? What does it change? We know they lying. So why settle on one thing to point out that they lying? We already know they lying. You ain't got to do any experiments and none of it. As I said, the flat earth people don't use their best evidence. Mirrors are your best evidence, and you motherfuckers don't use that shit. You flat earth people don't get it. Like I said, the exercise mirror, that's flat earth concept. Totally flat earth concept. And you motherfuckers don't even use it. The motherfuckers believe in flat earth, flat plane. It's really flat plane because there's no up and down. See, they want to take 3D. It ain't 3D. Flat earth cannot be 3D. Flat plane is is 2D. There's no up and down. You can build on top and you can build under, but there's no up and down. It can only exist in illusion. So they want to take the 3D concept. It can't be 3D because you're saying it's flat plane, so it's 2D. So you can't have both. You're either going to have 2D or you're going to have 3D. You can't have both, and that's their mistake. But mirrors are your biggest reason to show that the plane is flat, because that is what the world can turn into. As I said, Ghost in the Shell shows you a type of flat plane. You know, when they show you the city, they show you the city in a kind of a map-like flat plane. Hey, Damon, 23. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Big Mike. Hey, thank you for getting her hair done for me, G. I'm just a player. You know, that Tina Marie song, So in Love, uses that same beat. Still loving you, can't stop loving you. But I love that beat. I'm just a player. And that part where he's like, thanks for getting the hair done for me, G. You know, when she was going down on me, I liked the way her hair looked. And you paid for it. That was one of my favorite songs. I'm just a play, but Bettina Marie uses that same beat. You know, I'm so in love, or something like that. So I'm so in love with you, can't stop loving you, Tina Marie. So in love, where she died. She's a little bitty woman. I work with a chick that looks like Tina Marie. I mean, she's the same size, same build, but she really favors her a lot. That's why I say this illusion, this reality, motherfuckers look alike. And there's no way to get away from that. People look alike. No matter where you go. Like Richard Pryor said, he went to Africa and he saw a dude look like Joe Frazier. Probably not, but a little bit like him. Again, American Indians don't look like Africans. I'm going to be real. I've always been shy because I thought I was ugly to women. But so many women have said I'm handsome, so I have my confidence. Now a true G and a Leo, I feel back. Well, you know the best way to feel handsome and beautiful around a woman? Have the woman lay naked on the bed, stand in front of her with your sword fully erect. You look beautiful to all women, you know? If she's naked there and you're sitting there in your mighty youthful glory, she's going to think you look handsome. That's the best time to be told you look handsome. It's true, it took me 44 years. Well, you know what? Took me 61 years. You could judge a black man that with a white lady. You judge a black man that's with a white lady. So that is how you feel handsome. Because while you're standing there, you know, posing in your mighty glory with your lasers, your laser sword, your laser there ready, she's going to look at you and say, baby, you look mighty good to me. Come on down. And as you give her that look of confidence, here I come, baby. Ready or not. Could you? Okay. Could you judge a black man that's with a European lady? Not really. Why would we judge him? You know, love is love. I don't. Yes, I was taught to use visualization to help me get over some of those insecurities. Yeah, I mean, no. Why should anybody judge who you with? Love who you with. You know, love the one you with. Love who love you. That's how I feel. I love who love me. I don't go see. Like my father, if you read the book Soul on Ice by Elvidge Cleaver, he talks about the Lazarus effect and how brothers would want to go to European women because European women was, you know, almost taboo, you know, the kind of thing. That's why they put all the fake stories, the brothers getting killed and castrated, because, again, European women have never quit fucking with us. Shit, remember we saw Rosewood where she was messing around with some just other European, more likely she's probably messing around with a brother. We saw that a lot. Interesting, they throw that into Mandingo. But anyway, doesn't matter. Love who you are. Write a book. Yeah, love is love. Definitely love is love. Favorite book. What? And would have thought it was their timeline was hacked. All right. Yeah, love is love. Book, I don't know. I find books to be some of that Mason stuff a little bit. Books are enchantments in a way. Not saying I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I've been. You know what? It's funny. I wasn't even deep, and dudes was offering me like write books. You know, sports stories, of course. I could do a little bullshit like that, but on spirituality, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. The book is still going. They've been messing with it since we were in Europe. That's true. Someone tell me to stop posting up here. I'm truly throw up. Bridgeport. I-95. There you go. Man, gas here was under $3. As I said, you know, gas is fortunes, you know, futures, excuse me. So the price you see today is going to be the price, you know. We're into August. I think we're into September, going into October futures. So still around $90. Gold is a great, get an ounce of gold great at $1,800. It was better at 17 something for those that missed that. So, and then you can get them silver coins, a whole ounce, or a silver bar for $20, real silver, not just a chain. Not bad, guys. So, said before, Ethereum. Those of you that stuck with Bitcoin, I think it closed at 24,000. So that was almost a $400 or $500, I think, up. So, motherfuckers are here about to fight. I see it's a full moon. They just might. They just might. Big Mike, when do you start your studies into higher knowledge? Well, you know, I told the story before. I astro traveled when I was 17, and I'm pretty sure that I was saved by Mu, the great mother, you know, the first thought. And so it was like that happened. It must have been 81. 81 or this might have been the spring of 82. So I was like 19, 20. No, I must have been 2021. 2021. And so I was, you know, astral traveling and trying to figure out what happened, because I knew it was something more than what was perceived. There was more of what there was perceived. And the book that really put me on the right path, even though, you know, again, you don't stop. But this book put me on the path. And this is the first book that talked about Yaldabaoth that I came across. It was through here. And that is who is running all this. That is the entity that runs it all. And then, of course, getting the time walking papers, which led to this man. You know, it was no stop. So, and which put me into, that's the symbol for Hanukkah, the uncreated, the always imagined. So that's what put me into it. And every day. And the crystals, you know, the crystal study. Yeah, the crystal study's been deep. Crystals have really been relating to me. Yeah. You can tap into crystal energy. That's some good stuff. Yaldabaoth, that's right. Yeah. I heard someone name that. You heard someone name Yaldabaoth? Wow. Wow. I am also text clearly sound mind. That's good. I am pretty much joining you. Yeah. Yaldabaoth. I think I got it back here. He's got a Samuel. Samuel is another name of him. Sakla. Sakla is another name. He's all through this book. I don't know if the first entrance, page 5, is going to give a lot about him. Let's see what they start with. In the Valentine tradition, two forms of wisdom are evident: a higher wisdom called Sophia and a lower wisdom called Achamoth. Wisdom is linked to close to Eve. Such is the case with Ruah, the spirit in the Mandean text. Perhaps Solomon, including the great Solomon, lesser Solomon, an Islamic mother of books. As noted, the Demerge, or the creator of this world, is commonly distinguished from the transcendent deity in the Gnostic text. The Demerge is ignorant, tragic, megalomaniacal. In the secret book of John, he's depicted as the ugly child of Sophia, snake-like in appearance with the face of a lion and flashing eyes. And this is kind of what Balmer touches into that, saying that, I would say, in the Middle East, this is what the beings looked like at one time. If you want to go even into parts of India, because right now, this is what's blowing away you Pan-Africans. Most of the melanated people that went into parts of Africa came from India first. The oldest cultures was found in India, and they went into Africa. So that blows away your out of Africa monkey theory. However, they do show, and it says right here, in the secret book of John, he is depicted as the ugly child of Sophia, snake-like in appearance. Now, Balmer really gets into this. He says that this is probably what these beings look like over there, with the face of a lion and eyes flashing like bolts of lightning. His name is Yadavah, Sakla, Samuel. He is the chief archon and an arrogant, jealous god. Now, if we look at the Talmud, well, what do we see? Jealous God, no God but me, slay the ones that ain't with me. And this is the being that still runs things today. This is his name. In the gospel of truth, air behaves like the Demerge. It becomes strong and works in the world. The air sleep, similar to the action nature of the Paraphes of Shem, Patil and Mandarin culture, the five evil Akrons in the Medivan literature, Azrael in the mother of books, and Lucifer, not really Lucifer. The Gnostic revealer awakens people under the spell of the Demerge. You dig what Gnosticism is trying to say. Gnosticism never believed in Jesus. This is, you looked at Dan Brown, you see that was the war, is the believers in saying Jesus was a real person, and the believers, these motherfuckers that was, smoking good shit and saying, no, this is a metaphor. This is a metaphor of behavior. The Gnostic revealer awakens people under the spell of the Demerge. Within the Jewish context, the Gnostic revealer is Seth, the child of Adam and Eve. Dirkadus are probably Aramaic for male child or first thought or afterthought of wisdom divine. Within the Christian context, the revealer is Jesus. In the Manchurian context, Jesus is of light. 46. Uh, 13. Where are we at? Are we over here? Blessing on the lion if the lion eats it, making the lion human. Foul is a human if he eats it, making a lion human. The obscure saying to appear to the lion is a symbol of the passionate and bestow. The passion may be either consumed by a person or consume a person. The secret book of John portrays Yadabuth, the ruler of this world, a lion-like appearance, or saying in general, the lion becomes the man. So he no longer portrays the lion. We even though he looks like a lion, we call him a man. We see that in Marduk, the same way when Marduk got his shit cut off and he got the emerald cracked from his skull and they cut his shit off. Same could be said of him. But it's just several references, Yadabath, all in here. There's two of them. I've got two of these books. Neither one of these have the Gospel of Judas. I got a book that talks about the Gospel of Judas, but it ain't the Gospel of Judas, so that's the only one I don't have. But you want to study about Yadabath? And he probably is one of the rulers, you know. Oh, to move out of the way. David, when you pass away, tell those folks to move out of the way and you're done with the bullshit and move up a soul having a human experience. Yeah. Well, it's a little bit. I mean, what's interesting, and I talk about this, as I said before, quantum of science be on some shit. You can't say all of it. You know, you say some of it might be, you know, a little bit too much for people because it's some boring reading. No doubt, it's boring, but this prepares people. And if you've never really died before and don't know how quick that black shit comes, that shit is, there's nothing to prepare you for it. Astral travel, being dark in the woods, being dark in deep woods is the only way I can say how death comes. That's what it looks like. It comes so quick. I mean, when this cord breaks, it breaks quick, and that dark shit comes quick. For most, they won't even understand how to use some of this stuff. Because that dark, I'm telling you, that shit, when you die, that shit comes quick. And you've got to, if you don't read this kind of stuff, you have no idea what the fuck to do. If you've never really saw that side, you don't know what to do because that shit comes like this. But this is one of the few instances that tells you, start shutting that shit down. So you push out of your head. If you're with a person that's about to pass, do this. Because you want them to come out of here. There's lesser experience coming out the eyes, coming out the nose, coming out the mouth. You come out the ass. I mean, there's lesser experience. So, quantum, you be reckless, man. You too lazy to read all the shit. I ain't lazy. I read this shit. You know, more than once. That's why you have to love the dark, yeah. Who's your favorite musical artist ever? That's a hard one. As I said before, the greatest musician I ever saw was Prince. I saw Kenny G, Gerald Albright, a bunch of jazz musicians. Grover Washington, saw Marvin Gaye, Earth, Wind and Fire several times, Parliament Funkadelic with Bootsy. With Bootsy, Bernie Worrell. But the best all-around performer was definitely Prince. As far as musician-wise, Bernie Worrell too. Hearing Bernie Worrell live, but the same way with hearing Gary Schreider, Kid Funkadelic, Mike Hampton. I saw them live. So Tavares brothers, you know. Never had a love like this before. Oh, do you hear what my brothers are saying? Yeah, yeah. Never had a love like this before. Oh, I've never had a love. So, Isaac Hayes. I saw Isaac Hayes, the Shy Lights. Golly, but the greatest one, I would say the greatest. Okay. I've seen Aretha Franklin sing. I would say the greatest singer, as much as I want to beat her up, I would beat up a 5-foot woman, definitely. I would beat Anita Baker up. Of all the women, I would beat her up. She's embarrassed me. And if I saw Anita Baker, I would tackle her, body slam her. Yeah. But she's probably the greatest female singer I saw live. Yeah. Anita Baker. The greatest male singer, maybe Marvin Gaye. Yeah, probably Marvin Gaye. I don't know. I saw a male singer better than Marvin Gaye. What's the guy name though? I saw the Temptations too a bunch of times. Eddie Kendrick. Saw David Ruffin by himself. Dennis Edwards, you know, with the Temptations, without the Temptations. Was Prince a better soprano, or is that what you call it? You know, falsetto than Eddie Kendricks? Probably not. I think Eddie Kendricks was probably better. Eddie Kendricks had like everyone wanted to hit them high notes, you know, from Eddie Kendricks. And this cat is a chain smoker. You know, they took out one of his lungs, and, he ended up dying of pneumonia because his one lung. Smoked cigarettes from a very young age. So, best musician, definitely Prince, Bernie Worrell. That dude from the System, that dude on that computer for the System. I know my other show people knew his name. He would take a close second to Prince because the sounds he was getting out of that computer. My boy and I, we was on that snowflake acid, and we hearing the motherfucker work out on drums, and we hearing the bass guitar, and we looking at 3 guitars. It's all rhythm guitars and lead, and no drums. And it's all coming from this dude just working this computer keyboard thing. So them two, he would be a close second to Prince. Now I saw Grandmaster Flash. Early rap really wasn't impressive, but put the needle on the record. That shit, put the needle on the record. Yeah, Flash live was nice. I'll say that. Was her name Florence Ballard? No, Florence. She killed herself. I saw her. I was so in love with her. That Florence. I still say Anita Baker. Best singer, Anita Baker. Phil Collins, Fugitive Pedos, don't matter. Did you see a Field of Dreams shot was trash? Yeah, I saw that. OTF. What's happening, man? Hey, Bob Con, how you doing? Pello, don't matter. Phil Collins, R. Kelly. Anita had them hits. I would beat up Anita Baker, though. Y'all tell her, too. But Anita Baker better. If I would see Anita Baker on the street, I would just run and slam her. I would. So she better hope she never sees me. Don't embarrass me and think I forget it. You embarrass me and think I felt like I was naked in the crowd. Fox Theater, and she's gonna get mad because I'm smoking a joint outside. In the Fox Theater, it's a big ass stage, and it's only one way to get in there, and it's kind of hard to miss the dude walking, especially fine as I look when I was younger, and I'm not a little dude, and to stop singing and point me out and being rude. You better hope you never see me, Anita Baker. You're going to get that business. And I have children that are my daughter is bigger than you, Anita Baker. My 11-year-old daughter, I don't even need to tackle you. I would get her to tackle you. She's bigger than you. And she would give you that business too. So, Anita Baker, look out. If you see me and my daughter's with me, that is your ass. She will knock you down. It's fact. They can explain the ocean's facts if somebody with a book says it's not. We mostly say, yeah. We Caesar, yeah. People get to believe in shit, and then you get to, like, why do you believe that? What makes you, what made you from, like I tell people, I don't talk about anything I don't know and I haven't experienced. I try not to talk about those things. And so when it comes to this kind of stuff, I know and I experience it. So that's a good point, though. She had them hits. She would get these hands. I would beat up Anita Baker. Anita Baker's 63 years old. If me and her was in our 70s and I saw her, I would still have my children beat her up. So beware. It's a contract for life, Anita. You'll never get away. If I ever see you, my children, or I will beat you up. I would be on a walker, or even a wheelchair. I would dive out the wheelchair and get her. So that is how bad I'm going to get her. Phil Collins, yeah, he was okay. I never saw Phil Collins, though. Did you see Field of Dreams shot was trash? Yeah, I didn't watch that shit. The Twins didn't play today. They got their ass whooped by the Dodgers. I thought they played them tonight, but they played the Angels tomorrow. So they didn't go nowhere. They still out there. David Drink. Imagine what dreams come, no actual body. Imagine what dreams may come with no actual body. David Frank from the System was pretty good. David Frank, that's his name. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I thought he was this dude from New Shoes too. When I heard New Shoes, I was like, this got to be the same dude. But yeah, David Frank, yeah. He come number 2 behind Prince. Now, my cousin is Narada Waters. The best drummer in the world is my cousin. So James Brown had good drummers, but they don't fuck with Narada. Narada's rhythm kick. You talking about Phyllis? Yeah, Phyllis Hyman. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I ran into her a couple of times. I love that woman. She was probably the first woman that was prettier than the city. Where a pretty woman comes in the city, Now, A&T was full of beautiful women. My ex-wife is beautiful. My first wife is still a beautiful woman in her 60s. But Phyllis was prettier than everybody in the city. And I mean, this is a city full of beautiful women. Bentley College is nothing but pretty women. In the 80s, they started making. Bentley College was once, if you wasn't pretty, you didn't go to Bentley College. It was like you had to send your picture in. If you was a booger bear, they got sued, so they started letting a few booger bears in. But it was a college just pretty women. Phyllis was prettier than everybody. Tall. She had to be, man, 5'10", 5'11". Funny. Pretty skin, hair whipped. Talk shit when she got a buzz. Very confident woman. That's why the way they say she died was hard to believe. I had never met a more confident person. Well, she just talked shit to, hide where she was hurt. No, this chick was confident. She ran shit. She sit there and tell the motherfuckers, if money ain't right, I'm not coming on. You bring some more money, or bring some more beer, bring some more weed. Man, yeah. Nita has a nasty, she does, and she would get her ass whooped. We should trick her and get her to come here, and out of nowhere, she would get tackled. I would feel good just tackling her. But my daughter could take care of you, Nita Baker. My daughter would take care of you. She's 11, so if she tackles you, it's okay. I just sit there and like get her ass, like have her, go get that little nasty woman that embarrassed your dad back in the 80s. She does got a funky attitude. She embarrassed me twice. Stop singing just to embarrass me. Y'all know how you feel like all the lights, and then this is how dirty they do me. I'm walking, the Fox is a giant theater. I mean, the movie screen is like bigger than motherfucker, but it's like you gotta walk. Them seats is like about 60, 70 seats in one row. So me, I tend to want to sit in the middle. So my ex is sitting in the middle, and I had to kind of like, I'm trying to hunker down, but I'm big. I can't hunker very well, and she just busts me out. Quit singing. It's like, how the fuck are you gonna come to my concert late? Okay, one time I can see her doing that to me, but she did it to me twice. And I have to admit, both times before the concert, I was smoking weed, and heard the music come. I'm thinking they tuning up. This chick, I get in there, and this chick's in there singing. Quit singing again and said, not you again. So she's lucky I didn't throw my shoe at her. Remember the dude threw a shoe at Bush? That's what I should have did. I should have hit that little lady with one of my Stacy's or a pair of my Gators. They'd have knocked her down. Should have did that to her. But I got people for you now. My daughter's 5'6", so she gonna be on your ass, Anita. You better hope you never run into me. She'll get you, and nothing you can do about it but be like, damn, what happened? Whitney Houston was better, yeah. My cousin worked with her. Yeah, Karma, yeah, that's right. When she get beat up, that's when I'm gonna look at her. That's what she did to me. She embarrassed me. Nita embarrassed me. Sheetrock off the walls, killing all them crackers. At Bridgeport, my friend's project was demolished, and they was selling sheetrock as crack, killing them. That's funny. I saw a motherfucker, saw a dude car, like he saw the dude car come by. We were sitting in my truck just talking, and he saw the dude car come by. He's like, oh shit, that's so-and-so. And he went out. I mean, we sitting in the truck. So he jumps out of my truck. He grunts to the ground. And he's like going through stones on the ground. And this motherfucker's like, oh shit. Okay, he'll take this one. And sure enough, he took a pebble, and he showed dude 4 or 5 pebbles. Usually it's real dope. They wrap them up. But it was just pebbles, and dude took one and drove off. We sitting there laughing. Killing all them. Oh yeah, I'm never gonna forget her embarrassing me. Nah, I don't know. I ain't never been that close to her. I wouldn't get that close to her. As I said, Sean's daddy used to be her manager before she went on her own. She was in another group. I want to say the first time I heard Angel, I could be wrong about this, but I'm gonna say the first time I heard her sing Angel, she was with that other group. I don't think she was singing Angel before she was, because Angel is on her first album. I want to say I heard her sing with that other group. And Sean Daddy managed her. May he rest in peace. From the sounds, it looks like Anita's parents didn't match her. No, she's a little old lady that is kind of got an attitude. She got an attitude. Crying, talking about, somebody helped her get her master's. Whatever, Anita. Ain't nobody knocking doors down to get Anita Baker music to be in soundtracks. But I love her. I love Anita's music. But I still would knock her down. So beware, Anita. Future reference. Sheetrock can become crack very easily. Well, I told you. I told y'all. When I was in the city that wasn't far from me, the city I grew up in, these motherfuckers, I don't know what they were smoking. And that shit was here too. Whatever that fake crack was, that was here. And these people were still acting like it was dope. It's like I was watching my neighbors sell the shit. I knew it was fake. And my neighbor people coming and going. This shit ain't even real. It's like, what the fuck are they getting out of it? So it was just mental. At some point it was just mental. Motherfuckers just smoking, what the fuck, whatever. But I came across that shit first in Kalamazoo. And I came across it here. Motherfucker brought it to me like, you can buy this? I'm like, fuck, what is this? Some instances, the shit didn't melt. Some instances, it was just, I don't know what that chemical was, but people made a lot of it. And people was going crazy over that shit. It wasn't even crack. You drive 20 more miles and get the real thing. But when it becomes a mental thing, when it becomes a mental thing, I guess no matter what you're thinking. What's the craziest thing somebody did? Nah, I ain't playing about Anita. I told this story before. It was a lady that they said that back then, shit, you could get a 40 for like $1.50. And they called her the $1.50 lady. You could fuck her behind the store. It was like a supermarket. And this lady looked like, oh, goddamn. But she was called the $1.25 lady. It wasn't even for, it was like if you had bought her a 40, you could take her behind the store and fuck her, or she'd suck your dick. And it was like for $1.50. She was an alcoholic. But they called her the $1.50 lady. And $1.50, you can get your dick sucked and you can fuck her. And this wasn't even for crack. She wasn't a crackhead. She was a straight alcoholic. So that is probably the funniest shit I ever saw. Was her, the $1.50 lady. Because Gary mentioned her. I saw her somewhere, and I don't know what came up. Gary's like, "Oh, you talking about the $1.50 lady?" I'm like, "What? The $1.50 lady?" He's like, "Yeah, you give her a 40 ounce, she'll suck your dick, and you can fuck her behind the store." I'm like, she only fucks behind the store? She lives somewhere over there. I saw a lady fuck a dog for crazy. I saw a lady fuck a dog for crack. I don't even see that. Now, I've said this before. The funniest crack scene I ever saw, I've said this before. My boy Eric is my guy, but Eric would fall in love. He loved two crack holes. He loved Jamie, and he loved this other one. I can't think of her name. He loved them both, they crack holes. And then what the funny thing about Jamie is, like, he had a lifelong neighbor, and they was both in love with her. So Jamie was gone. He would always be pounding on E's door, thinking she was with E and shit. And sometimes she would be, and sometimes she wouldn't be. But Jamie and E got a house. Jamie's family had money. And we walk in the house, and there's Jamie on the table. There's a guy. Let me get this right. So Jamie is... She is squatting over this dude on the dining room table. So we walk in the house. There's this big ass dining room table. Not big, like big as the one I'm on. Big enough for a motherfucker two people to be on it. Ain't gonna crash down. It's pretty steady. And she was kind of squatting, and she had the crack pipe. And there was a dude under her, and she was literally rubbing her pussy in his face while she was smoking crack. And as we walked in, she said hi to both of us while she was grinding her pussy in his face. That was probably the wildest shit I ever saw. Like, she didn't miss a beat. She said hi, my nickname is Toby. She's like, "Hi Eric, hi Toby," and she's smoking crack and just rubbing her pussy in his face. That's probably the craziest shit I ever saw. Hey Doc, how you doing? So that was probably the craziest shit I ever saw someone do. I've seen dudes humiliate women. Women be like not wanting to fuck, and be like they sitting there, they want to get high, they really don't want to suck your dick, they really don't want to fuck, but they want to get high. And it's interesting seeing the women that they finally break. Some women leave that situation, other women succumb to it. Like fuck it, fuck my integrity. And dudes be like that too. I had a best friend like that. Motherfucker tried to set me up. He ended up being like that, sucking other niggas' dicks and shit. Shit, he played at the University of Arkansas, I want to say. But yeah. So, niggas too. Ain't just women. Don't know what would bring a man to that? Be like, man, I'll suck your dick for 10,000? Oh. And it was dudes that used to prey off women like that. They would just have so much crack and set women up like that. It was one, the barbershop. I talk about Mike that built them steel doors. He built them doors on the barbershop too, and they couldn't break in that motherfucker either. We would sit there watching them try to break into the barbershop. They couldn't get in. Mike had built one of them steel doors like he built for me. He had one in the back and the side. He had cages around all the windows, so they couldn't break in. They was trying to break into the barbershop. They couldn't get in. We were sitting in the car for some reason. I don't even remember why we were sitting in the car. But I remember watching them. It's like, God damn, these motherfuckers about to get raided. They about to raid Denny's place. And they tried to raid. They couldn't get up in there. They couldn't get up in there. What they end up doing is cutting the water off, and they end up cutting the water, cutting the power off. That's what they end up doing. But they couldn't break in. They were trying to bam around it. Mike's doors. This is a crackhead built this shit. Mike's doors didn't budge. Say, my front door was like that. But Mike put two of them in Denny's house, and we sit there and watch SWAT unit try to get in. They couldn't get in. They were trying to bust the windows, trying to pull the because the windows had them frames around them, the steel frames and bars around them. They couldn't get in. Finally, they brought the motherfucking chains of life to cut the goddamn, and it looked so stupid. They got one of them to get in one of the windows. That's where they got in. Where they got to cut the car, they got them saws. The fire department came and gave them the saw. They finally cut one of the windows. Well, wasn't nothing in the place by then. Take you that long, I used to tell all the dudes that hustle with me, always have, a vat of acid. You throw everything in there. You throw the scale there, everything in the acid. And residue, because they used to try to get people like, if you was a hustler, I watched one dude go to jail. They bust up in his place and they found residue on a scale. And they took him to jail because he was on probation. They violated him for having residue on the scale. It was his girl's scale. It wasn't even his. And he went back to prison. So that's about the craziest stuff. And that was probably, the craziest, seeing Janie. I can still picture her. She's pretty. I mean, Janie, we took her out there to California and she was competing, you could, not really pimp girls, but escort. And we took her out there one time and she did well. She did real well out there. She was competing with them girls. And as I said, when I went out there in the 80s, the prettiest people seemed like they lived in California. You saw women walking the streets, look like they should have been in movies. This is before the crack era hit. I mean, just beautiful women. They just, wasn't really strung out, just hustling. That's all. Of course, I had people that was heroin addicts and stuff, but then you got the people living in Wisconsin. That's the difference, I don't even think prostitution is in Wisconsin because they, nobody's going to buy any pussy from women in Wisconsin, So keep that in mind. Wisconsin never had prostitution. A couple girls tried it and nobody would pay for it. So they had to give it up free. I think Valerie working. So Valerie working. She ain't left. Valerie working though. So Or if she ain't saying nothing, she probably slapping the motherfucker doing something where she works. So Valerie's the boss where she's at. So don't worry if she ain't saying nothing. She working. So she might have to go do shit. That's what people do at work. They go do shit. But just don't try to go to Wisconsin and buy some pussy. You don't have to buy it there. They give it to you pretty freely. I go across the border every now and then, and I got a couple girls over there, you know. But if they tell you they're from Wisconsin, don't mess with them because they're probably ugly. A lot of dudes, in fact, I heard that certain aggressive diseases can transfer through condoms. I never heard that. I have a question. If a woman is constantly talking to you at work, listening to your bullshit, does she like you? Yeah. She does. She does. She does. She likes you. If she's listening to your bullshit, she likes you. So turn your bullshit into rapping to her, you know? What you do is ask her what she thinks and get her to talking. That's how you turn it around. If she listen to you, listen to her. That's the way to get in. Listen to her. But what do you think about it? Obviously, she listening to you. She got some kind of opinion. So that's the way to see if she like you or not. Get her to talk about herself. That's what most people want to do. When you get into them, let me hear about you. Let me hear your stories. Because I got a million stories. So I don't need to tell stories. I need to hear stories. But that's it. Listen to her. She probably like you. She wouldn't. Yeah. Damn, I had to work at 6. I got to get my ass up early, too. How long? Okay. I'm at the good-looking dog head. I don't think so. I don't think so. I always been attracted to older women. They know the ropes. Kind of like older women myself. Kind of like older women myself. I like all women, though. Was talking to me and told me she was on birth control. Oh, okay. Well, you ain't got to worry about abortion. I don't worry about that. I stay away from women unless I only date women that is on, what do you call it, when women start having hot flashes and shit. I stay away from women that don't. That's why I stay away from my daughter's mother because she's only 43, 44. She still has periods. I stay away from her. I'm like, yeah, no, we don't need another one like her. You barely can hang with her. We don't need another one. So I stay away from her. I'm like, no, you can't touch me. Like her mother, I don't even let her touch me. I'm like, nope, you might get pregnant me just touching you. Don't touch me. Don't shake my hand. Don't hug me. Don't do nothing. Because you end up pregnant. It ain't me. It ain't me. So I don't have any personal contact with my daughter's mother. I make her stay away from me. I'm like, women just get in contact with me. Next thing you know, they pregnant. Pretty little baby. My daughter's very pretty. Her mother's not as pretty as my daughter is. So you wouldn't know it. That's her mother. You'd look at her like, that can't be yours. She's too pretty. Don't have that problem if she was me. They're like, oh, we see where you get it from. See, all your brothers is handsome and your sister's handsome. So we're not surprised that you are too. Her mother is as pretty as she feels. I'm just joking. She's as pretty as she feels. He says, I like all them women, especially them freaks. I thought you was married. You shouldn't be liking freaks. You're married. You shouldn't be liking them freaks. You get yourself in trouble. You're talking too much. That's be you. It definitely works. Just go crazy. Say whatever the fuck gives no fuck. No. Pimping has a way to talk. You better hope your wife ain't watching tonight. You saying this shit. You like them freaks. We're gonna leave that alone. We're gonna leave that alone. You saying too much. You feeling too free with your speech, homie. Because I got a friend that works at a place in Wisconsin. Now, this is the problem. The place she works at is in Wisconsin, and they do bring a lot of Wisconsin strippers up in there. And it's kind of rough being a stripper place in Wisconsin, you know. Luckily, it's close enough from Minneapolis, and I look at the highlights. Who's from where? If it's too many from Wisconsin, I don't go. But every now and then my friend writes me, she's like, well, we got some girls from somewhere else. It might be worth coming in. But if it's like just a crew of Wisconsin women, you don't want to go to a strip bar from women in Wisconsin. You're going to go in there looking like, I don't know what you're going to see. My friend, she does the bar. She's scared to strip. I don't know. But she's finding a motherfucker too. But I'll take you to that place and you'll meet all the freaks you want. But we have to go on a night. I have to schedule you up here where it's a night where it ain't all Wisconsin women. It will be disappointed. Even if they got booties and boobs, they still from Wisconsin, so they ain't really gonna have it. They can look like anything. You might see a woman up in there with a lace front, and she look like George Washington, with teeth and all. You be like, God damn, why you look like George Washington? But you know what you ask her? Where are you from? And she'll say Wisconsin. And he's like, aha, aha. No, how did Nick Taylor do it? Aha. Like copied Eddie Murphy. Aha. or you be sitting there with me and you be elbowing me like, why is all these bitches in this motherfucker like naked ugly bitches? Aha, we're in Wisconsin. See, I checked and you came when it's all Wisconsin women, so look around you. You see what I mean. So when I bring you up here, we're gonna go on one of those nights where it ain't just all Wisconsin women, where they got more people coming up here. Now the places here, what does Deja Vu say? See, in Wisconsin, it's opposite of what like Deja Vu says. You get 100 pretty women and one ugly one. Wisconsin is the opposite. You get one pretty woman and 100 ugly ones. Look at Deja Vu in Wisconsin. Well, again, they don't have Deja Vu in Wisconsin. Again, it's Wisconsin. But that's what their sign says. One pretty girl and 100 ugly ones. And the place is still packed, I mean, think about it. If you're from Wisconsin, all you used to seeing is ugly bitches. You don't know any different. If you never leave Wisconsin, all you see is ugly bitches, you think that's normal. So, and you don't come into Minneapolis or Chicago that often to see, you don't know me any better. You think it's normal just to see these ugly bitches. But you got to look on TV and like, all these bitches don't look like the Thing. Or what's the Rock Man from the Fantastic Four? All these bitches on TV don't look like that. And you're looking around and you seeing all these ugly, like humanoid looking bitches. Wisconsin is not for lovers. I'll say that. Don't go to Wisconsin if you want some pussy. Go to another state. Come here. He said, Bigfoots. That's rough. You sound like my boy Woody. Woody said he went home with Paula Abdul and he woke up with what was the whale, Free Willy? He said he went home with Paula Abdul. The next morning when he woke up, it was Free Willy in the bed with him. A killer whale was in the bed with him. He went to bed with Paula Abdul. Do you know how special he was in bed with Paula Abdul? But when he woke up, it was fucking Free Willy, a killer whale in there. He's lucky he survived. I'd maybe use a Wisconsin woman for her mouth. Seems like she could fit a lot on there. I don't know, man. You still have to look at the bitch. I don't know. I don't know. All bitches look good at night. Yeah, okay. You ain't been in Wisconsin yet. Them bitches glow. They got ugly glow faces. That ugly the dark don't take away ugly. You notice that, don't you? Like when you with an ugly bitch and just because it's dark, she's still ugly. The ugly like stays like almost glows in the dark, but it's worse than glowing. It's like that scary shit. It's like you see that profile in the dark, You like about to mount her or get on top of you or you throw her against the wall, whatever you about to do, you going to see that ugly. It ain't going to go nowhere. That ugly going to be right there. I don't care what the body look like. You got to look at that ugly mug. And you're reminded that it's Wisconsin. So, So just take some acid and go with it. That's what I say. Take some acid that takes your inhibitors away, and you don't care about ugly so much. But it's some ugly bitches. I'm saying from 20 years of experience of doing basketball games, I saw ugly parents and ugly children from year 1 to year 20. So don't talk without experience. Now I live 40 miles from Wisconsin now. I have no reason to go over there. I don't date women from Wisconsin for that very reason. Some would be like, hey, I know a girl in Wisconsin like you. I like, okay, show me a picture. Never. Now, I do have a cousin that lives in Milwaukee. I think she was born in Mississippi, though. She wasn't born there. You know, they grew up there, but she wasn't born there. So she looks like, you know, a female version of my family. She looked like all my, you know, she could be one of my aunts. She looks so much like us. You look at her and say, yeah, she related to that nigga, too. They don't like to be filmed, sir. You know, I was See, his wife is listening. His wife is listening. He had to put that disclaimer in there. This is PJ's disclaimer. PJ's disclaimer. Look, PJ's disclaimer. Yeah, you at work talking shit. Yeah, see, you better hope your wife ain't watching. That's why he put the disclaimer. See, that's called a disclaimer, y'all. That's a disclaimer. That's a disclaimer. Well, you know, I'm just talking shit. You know, I'm just going with the flow. Time Lord. I have a Minnesota blonde Supergirl. She's bad too. Oh, there's some bad bitches in here. Bigfoots. Yeah, Jeffrey say he's the Google Gaga. What was the joke Eddie Murphy used to say? You know, your wife is a Bigfoot and your children are a Bigfoot. When I took them out boating, when I took them out fishing, they just went in the water and caught their fish and caught the fish with their mouth. You know, they say Google Gaga. Remember that shit, Eddie Murphy? One of the baddest ladies I met was up your way, Unc. Oh my goodness. I saw a sister. Oh my, I was on the north side, I saw the sister. Ooh, she was by far the baddest sister I ever saw here. But the baddest woman was I met this chick was from Israel. Oh my goodness. Shit, you talking about Miss Universe sitting in front of you, you know. That chick was probably the prettiest woman I ever met in my life. She was from Israel. She was super bad. But I kicked it with this sister that was bad. Met her in one of the clothing stores. Oh my goodness, she was bad. She was really, really bad. Kicked it with her a couple times. I think she found out I was married or some shit. But she was super bad. Super bad. She was wearing her hair. Oh my goodness, that chick was bad. That Israeli chick. I think she was the prettiest woman I personally ever saw. Yeah. She was about 6'1". She's a little taller than me. Even, I mean, this was 10, 15, 17, 18 years ago when I saw her. But she was about 6'1". Dark, brown hair, about to here. Not really thick, but I mean shapely. Oh my goodness, that woman was pretty. By far. I haven't seen a movie actress who was prettier than her. She was probably the prettiest woman. I would dare say that Israeli chick. I ain't gonna say her name. But she was the prettiest woman that I ever saw. And she's still doing big things. She's not no actress and shit, but she was on the ball. She would literally, we would go in the club, and you know that shit where the men all pause? She was one of them chicks. You would take her somewhere, and it would be like, you know how you can walk around and people won't really look at you, you know? You couldn't go anywhere with this chick. Everywhere you went, somebody looked at her. I mean, when you go through the Mall of America, it'd be people just don't look at you. When you was with her, everybody looked at you. She was that pretty. She was so pretty, you had to look at her. You had to look at her. Cool. Good people, really cool. Good down to earth. But fucking boss chick. A boss chick. I used to always tease her, like, you need to put these chicks on the stroll. They would go on the stroll for you. And she would always laugh. I was serious. I'm like, you are that bad. There's people that go on the stroll for you. You'd have niggas walking around selling their ass to you. And she would laugh. She was good hearted. But she was like seriously bad. And she's married with children, doing well, married a rich, super rich. She's super rich. She's friends with me on Facebook, fucks with me every now and then. But she was super bad. I mean, you couldn't go anywhere with her where people didn't look at her. Sometimes you be with a bitch, nobody look at you, look at the bitch, you know, you just go through. Not with her. I mean, it's funny phenomenon where you get noticed, you know. You really get noticed. You go places you ain't noticed. You was with her, you get noticed. She got noticed. You couldn't like if you was cheating with her, it'd be impossible. Everybody busting you. Yeah, you know that fine ass bitch. Yeah, he was sitting there with her, smiling and shit. I think they was together. He walked in with her. It was that kind of. She was that bad. And I don't care if it was like Prince Club, the Slam, didn't matter. We would have a booth. Shit. And you know, it's a club, packed. Everybody walk by the table, see her sitting there, motherfuckers just stop. Said, you know, be pro motherfuckers in there. We sitting in there with tables, getting bottles and shit. We ain't playing pro ball. But when she was around, whew, man, the men all paused. The men all paused. She remind me, I tell you, she remind me of in Malcolm X, you know, that's what she remind me of. Because I see her life now, and it's so funny. And she was just a wild and crazy, free spirit, talk shit kind of woman. And I see what she do now. You can tell she's in a world where she don't talk shit no more. You can just tell. But that was her. But right on. Baby, if you're watching, you already know. You already know. I got love for you. You're good people. And you doing it in 3D. That's all that matters. Also, if you are a woman and I ask you for a light and you use a match on your soles to light my cigarette, you are done. You are done for fucking with me. Okay. So she gets rough and what if she lights it on your face? I don't know what that says. If she lights it on your face, I don't know what that says about you, buddy. So if your feet look like you can carry water 2 miles back and forth to your village, you have no fucking with me. But yeah, Jeffrey, if she lights it off your face, that ain't good. Ice skating barefoot trying to get a bronze medal. You got a joke book. You got a joke book. You reading that? Them ain't your jokes. I've heard this joke right here. I've heard this joke before. You copying somebody. You're plagiarizing, Jeffrey. You plagiarizing some shit. I've heard this one before, and I've heard that one before too. You plagiarizing some jokes. You looking at joke books and you typing. You looking at joke books and you typing. I'm just fucking with you, bro. That's all. I'm just fucking with you. Have a woman and you can make a snowball with dead skin, you're done for it too. What? I don't get this. If you are a woman and you can make a snowball with dead skin, you are done for it too. Ooh. Yeah, I guess you got a point there. What was that movie where the bitch was eating dead skin and shit? Remember that movie? The bitch was eating dead skin. It's like, no, don't throw that dead skin away. I'm sunburned, bitch. Here you go. Go ahead, peel my shit off and eat that shit. Jeffrey, I'm having fun with you. I think I'm gonna like cut this short because I do got to get up. I got a freaking busy day. Don't look forward to it, but yeah, got to get it done. Be helpful. It's gonna be interesting too. It's gonna be interesting. Because I'm like this. I mean, what you see with me, I'm pretty genuine. I'm a nice guy. Pretty much, I'm a nice guy. If you're real and you real around me, you pretty much get along. There's people in here to talk to me, you know. Pretty nice guy for the most part. But I'm not going to have ugly behavior around me, you know. As I started this show and I said, you know, you won't know me. I can't take ugly. I can't take negativity, you know. If you want to be ugly, you want to be negative, you can't deal with me. That's all. You know, you won't know me. That's all. What that song say? I'm just somebody you used to know. That's what I said to my first wife. I'm just somebody you used to know. Now I got to deal with my second wife every now and then, you know. Had to call her a couple times. I hate calling that bitch more than once. I had to call her a couple times because I'm trying to do something for one of her sons, and you know she couldn't do it. So I'm like, okay, whatever the fuck. Talked to him, and he said he's okay. So basically, Jeffrey doesn't like women with ashy feet. That's a good point. Because I'm gonna tell you, I scrub my heels when you get old. Like when I was young and hooped in high school, I got one of them cup that does calluses because my big toes and this part of my foot Let me see if I can get it in there. There we go. Somewhere in there. Oh, this part of my foot in high school used to get. Now it's this shit back here. I got the best shit. I go see this little Korean lady and she gets out the bandsaw and shit. It's not working. I'm tearing shoes up in the heel. You know, was laying with my friend Sheets, and the first night it's holes in her sheets, and she's, you know, she thought it was just, you know, me putting it down on her, but it was my feet, you know. I just lied and said, yeah, I put it down on you. You was down there, and I'll put it down on you, and that's where the holes in the bottom of the sheets come from my rough ass feet. Didn't come from the way I put it down, but you know, the story sounded good, and she was caught up in it, so she's like, that's a possibility. No, baby, you know. In my own sheets, I put 3 or 4 towels, and then I put my feet on top of them towels. And then my feet scrub through them towels, then I buy some more towels. See, that's what you do. Oh, I'm definitely ready for some football. Because I'm getting burned out doing this every night, staying up late. I'm kind of getting burned out. It's like stuff to say. Now, I always got something to say, but is it beneficial to y'all? Now, that's the thing. And I'm feeling that it's not quite as beneficial as it used to be. So kind of getting burned out of this. But football season is coming. Put out different kind of material. I do like talking, answering questions. You know, I'm silly, though. I'm silly. But I'm a nice guy. Now, I talk shit to my son because he's my son. Do you think it's bad to pop pills with a woman before sex? If the pills to keep your dick hard for 2 hours, I'd say yes. Yes. You know? She's like, well, you know, after you come, you like if she tells you, you know, after you come, you know what happens. You know, you come and you kind of be done. But if you take these pills and you can see your doctor and give you, you know, they call the one pills the weekend pills. So, you know, you take them pills and you depending on how old you are. Now, when I was 18, that was a different story. I'd come twice in a woman when I was 18. Well, up till I was 24, 25. And then my first wife was, even though I beat it up all night, she would like kind of take a break and need to wash up after each time. And I don't know, it just changed. It changed things for me. I guess I didn't cheat enough on her. So I got used to that kind of thing. So my days of multiple beating it up was different, you know. Eat pills all day. So that's what I would say. Yes, take them. You know, you take those. Now, if you say an ecstasy, yeah, I mean, that's cool. That's pretty cool. I hope you've taken it before. Don't take this shit when you ain't never taken it before and just take a word for it. You don't know what the fuck you're taking. She had you in the basement of some Nazis, you know, tied up and shit. And the Nazis is talking crazy to you while you're chained up. You don't want that, like hostile and shit. But if it's just some ecstasy pills and you trust her house, yeah. But I would take them other ones, that, you know, start hitting her up here and shit, you know. Like, hey, that was 10 minutes ago, honey. Look what I discovered. Oh, bring it on. Most of them say bring it on. So you bring it on to them. Carry it to them. It was like they were showing the dude, this shit was big as my arm. And he was saying that, you know, he couldn't get any girls. If my shit was big as my arm, I would still get girls. I mean, it was so big he had to tie it around his leg. Now, do y'all remember, what was the movie? The movie was, the first movie they did about, what was his name? Holmes. The porn star Holmes. The first movie they showed where, you know, motherfuckers like pay him just to pull it out and whip it out. I don't think I would look at that kind of thing. I would have went to the porn industry. If it was like I had to tie it next to my leg, you know, you didn't have to do that, you know, where they put some shit in it to make it bigger, you know, give you some foam rubber, like, you know, the noodles and shit. They can put the noodles in your dick. You know that, don't you? They can put a noodle in your dick and it'll make your dick look bigger, but still be like a harder noodle. Don't really get hard, but it's stiff all the time. She wanted to do something else. Yeah, I don't get that. She was like, I had an apartment. Well, now I guess when we first met, I was still in the dorm, but it wasn't long after we was in the apartment. It was still the same thing. Each time she had to wipe. Like, chick. I just want to stay in it, you know, quit getting up. But, and I got older. You ever a woman so fine you didn't even need pills or anything like that? Oh, definitely. Definitely. You know, the problem with when you really find women, that is, it's like you have to really stop yourself from wanting to gawk and just look at her. Because a lot of times they might want, you know, be treated a certain kind of way because they are fine. But that is a thing is you just get caught into looking at her and just like, especially when the light is low and oh, the chick is just like really fine and low light, you can see her lines and shit as you lay next to her. And you know, remember, a lot of intimacy is you just talking and shit. You know, you ain't just like you just beat with the whole time. You talking and feeling and looking. You know, so yeah. You know, when you want to find a woman, it'd be like the Ohio players come in the background. They'd be like, "Heaven must be like this. It must be like this." That's music just pops up out of nowhere when you find bitch. And Ohio players be like, "Heaven must be," and then you hit it, and you're like, "Oh shit, this bitch is sitting here," and you see her. You know, it's funny. This is what's funny. You be with a fine bitch, and she snore and she fart. She lay there and fart, and she snore, and you be like, "God damn!" Even though you fine, you a regular bitch. So you lucky enough. Remember the first time my first wife farted around me. Like, oh, you fart? Like, you can't say shit. You fart like every 10 minutes. That's true, but you farted. And that's the first time I ever heard it. Reminds me of the story of one of those clans dude I used to work with. Said he gave a hitchhiker a ride. So him and the hitchhiker was riding down the road. And those of you that heard me say this story before, but the hitchhiker and him was riding down the road. And he said he farted. He said it was a hot day and he had the windows up. So he rolled the window down. He said the dude didn't roll the window down. So he said they was going so far and he like farted again. And he was getting far as he was going. And he told the dude, he's like, I'm only going up so far. So you're going to get out up here. And the dude looked at him and said, well, before you drop me off, can you fart again? I don't know what the dude needed with the fart, but he wanted him to do it again. Before he got out, he's like, I'll be complete. Just fart one more time for me. Will you fart again? Well, I'll try. Weird motherfucker. Remember JoJo Dancer? She's like, get this motherfucker. Motherfucker, I sell pussy, not piss. And then they give it to the bodyguard. And he's like, okay, we'll find somebody like you. And the trick looks at the bodyguard and say, will you piss on me? He's like, you get out of you freak motherfucker. Y'all remember that? I don't know if y'all saw JoJo Dance, but that shit was funny. She would say, I sell pussy, not piss. But you know, the trick is always right. So if he wanted you to piss on him and you had some piss there, just piss on him. You know, just lay back and piss on him, you know. Like the R. Kelly, they show, you know, the R. Kelly film. But if you're a woman and the guy just wants you to piss on him, that would be agreeable. Be like, put out some paper like you do with a dog. And it's like, you ready? Lay on your back and just, you know, you ain't got to touch him afterward. Get dressed, motherfucker. No, you get dressed right there. You know, be naked, piss on him, and get him dressed. Get him up out there. You don't even fart in front of a woman? Fuck that. I don't go outside. She gonna smell that shit. It's gonna be loud and she gonna smell it. So no, I don't do that. I fart like a motherfucker in front of women. I like shit. My children was little, they laugh. Ooh, daddy farted. Yeah. So mom by then was was used to it, you know. Yeah. You think they get mad, you know, when you turtle them and shit, you fart under the covers and you smother their heads under the covers, so they've got to get the fart. It's called turtle. Well, I gotta go, y'all. So I gave out the time walking information too much. I'm just gonna cut it. Thank you for joining me. That's too much information, Jeffrey. Too much information. This has been the Chocolate Mountain Show. Thank you guys for making this enjoyable for this hour and 49 minutes. And, you know, I've given up the time walking paper so much. You got to go to the old shows to get it. But I wish you well. Thank you for joining me. I wish you well. you know. Yes, Jeffrey. I hope you enjoyed your day. Definitely. My daughter's was on the 10th, so you sound like you're in a much better place, brother. Hope it continues. Well, y'all, look for me tomorrow night, Friday night. I should be in here. I have a little bit to say. So look at me the same time, same place. The Chocolate Mountain Show. So midnight to 12:30 to 1 o'clock staple. Every day of Monday and Tuesday, I try to come at you. So thank you, Jeffrey, for the kind words. Till we meet again, say less.